According to reports in Turkey, Everton had scouts at the Champions League clash last night between Galatasaray and Bodo Glimt. Gala won the game by 3-1, and Everton scout were there apparently watching Davinson Sanchez and Victor Osimhen. Seems unlikely, but that's what the report says. Gabriel Sara, another one in the Galatasaray team, formerly of Norwich, of course, midfield player, who Everton have been credited with a link. So have a number of other clubs who were there as well, keeping tabs on that, while Kasper Huff of Bodo Glimt, the striker, was another one, apparently, who Everton were keeping an eye on. And obviously, the Toffees struggling to score goals. Big links with Ivan Toney this week. Joshua Zirkzee's been mentioned. And David Moyes clearly on the lookout in January to see if he can bring in a centre-forward into the club to assist with Tierno Barry and Beto in Everton's striking duties. Osimhen seems wildly optimistic, and it just seems like a very loose link here, as good a centre-forward as he is. He scored last night. Kasper Huff of Bodo Glimt, unproven obviously in the Premier League, but has done a decent job for them, centre-forward. We'll see. Obviously, Ivan Toney is one that you look at and think he could really do a job for Everton for 4 or 5 months. But again, that one seems in the unlikely pile. But it does look as though David Moyes and his scouting team are looking around Europe to see what is available and can Everton do any business in January to try to help that. So, but Davinson Sanchez, I think that might come on the back of the news of Jared Branthwaite, of course, going to miss a length of time, having had a successful operation on a hamstring injury, but that could keep him out for up to 4 months, which would be February. Does David Moyes want to sort of go that long, having only 3 centre-backs? We'll see. Obviously, Everton couldn't bring him in till January anyway, but he is one of the players who Everton are credited with watching last night. According to reports today, Dwight McNeil is a January target for his former Everton manager, Sean Dyche. Sean Dyche, who was installed as the Nottingham Forest manager earlier this week, is reportedly keen on linking McNeil back up with former Burnley and Nottingham Forest striker Chris Wood. McNeil is only on the fringes of Everton's first team. I think he's only played 24 minutes of first team action in the Premier League this season. And according to those reports, Sean Dyche wants to bring McNeil to the City ground in January. So we'll see whether there's anything in that. Former Borussia Dortmund manager Edin Terzic says he rejected the opportunity to become manager of Everton after he'd left Borussia Dortmund. It's around the time when Sean Dyche was sacked by the Friedkin Group, and they were sounding out some managers who'd be interested, but Terzic didn't feel as though that opportunity was right for him at that time, and therefore declined. David Moyes became Everton's manager back in January. And the Everton-Tottenham game on Sunday could see Spurs without up to 11 first-team squad members for the game at Hill Dickinson on Sunday. Thomas Frank has fresh concerns over Wilson Odobert. He came off injured against Monaco last night in a 0-0 draw for them in the 69th minute. He is rated as doubtful for Sunday. He joins Christian Romero, who's doubtful with an abductor injury for Frank's men. Destiny Udogie, he looks very doubtful as well due to a knee injury. And Matthias Tell suffered a calf injury against Aston Villa and is rated only 50-50. Those players join Ben Davies, Yves Bissouma, Kota Takai, Radu Dragusin, Dejan Kulusevski, James Maddison and Dominic Solanke, who are already ruled out for the clash with Everton on Sunday. So, you know, Everton will be without a few players themselves, but that's a lot of first-team squad members to be missing for Spurs. They'll still have a very, very strong 11 out there, and it'll be a difficult game for Everton, but it is an opportunity for the Toffees to get back to winning ways, having lost disappointingly at Manchester City at the weekend. That is it for the News Daily. Make sure you give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't. If you want to become a Toffee TV Premier member, the link is in the description. The QR code will be on the screen now. See you later.